Hey, 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 hey. Y'all know what it is. It's Tuesday, and that means it's Robe Chronicles.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. Laughter and transparency. Laughter and transparency. Just let me get my roll.
I'm finna be shady a little bit. I'm just finna just is what it is.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. So much going on. There's so much
And this is why I be like, friends, sometimes it pays to mind your business. Now,
take a seat, relax your feet. Let me get my roll. Let me get my roll.
I'm gonna send you with your grandma, go your godparents or whoever. Listen, I'm having a PTO day away from your ass too. That works for parents as well. Yes. Hey, 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 hey. Y'all come on in the room. Y'all know what it is. Today is Tuesday. And of course, it's Robe Chronicles. Y'all get on in here. I got my special guest today, who is also my beloved sister. Listen, if you haven't already, please go and like and share the feed. And also go over to Facebook and YouTube and follow us and subscribe at Robe Chronicles. And of course, if you would like to be on the show, or if you have a topic that you want me to cover, email us at robechronicles@gmail.com. So y'all know last season we talked about travel with my good sister, Miss Monique Tillman, with Meals and Miles. Woo woo!
Hey guys.
Listen, stop what you're doing and go over to Instagram and follow her at Meals and Miles. Okay?
Please and thank you.
Go follow her at Meals and Miles. If you need a travel agent, I support my friends. I support my family. She is the way to go. And we'll talk about she is the way to go, why she's the way to go in just a little bit. Mo, what's been going on, girl?
Nothing much, man. Nothing at all. Just getting ready to go back out of town.
Oh, okay. So traveling, get ready for travel.
Yep, the kids are going south, so it's our time to live.
Listen, let me tell you something. Your kids are the most traveling kids that I know.
Yes, they are.
My niece, y'all, let me tell you something. My niece and nephew travel more than adults that I know. Do you hear me? They be gone. Liam and Leia be in these streets.
In the streets and be ready. I have kids that like when you take them somewhere or somebody take them or whatever, they don't cry. They be like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all when we get back.
Uh-huh. Oh my God, y'all. So listen, tonight before we get into the topic, y'all know I gotta be crazy. But today we're going to be talking about our travel series part 2. Then we're going to have one more after this. But tonight, Monique is really going to cover international travel and help y'all with international travel. Because apparently some people out here just struggling real bad, right? But before we get into all that, listen, while we speaking of traveling, some of y'all traveling to Beyonce this weekend in Nashville. Bring your raincoats. Bring your raincoats. Because it's supposed to rain. Okay? You coming to Nashville, traffic is ghetto. All right? There is for my LGBTQ plus family. Ain't no real scene here, so good luck. I just want to help you on your travel excursions real quick. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all come on in, like and share. Okay, Monique, let's talk about it, baby. International travel. What's going on with the people and what they don't know? Because listen, I asked that question because I used to have to read the book of Traveling for Dummies 101.
Okay, I'm gonna start this whole conversation like I did last time. West comments are West comments.
Yeah, period.
They are not for Meals and Miles or Monique.
Yes.
I just want to say that off top. But international travel, I mean, we're in peak season, so a lot of people are traveling right now. They're going to be traveling all over the world. Prices are inflated, beyond inflated at this point.
Listen, the post-COVID prices are for real.
Yes. That they are. Not only that, you have pilots that are on strike. You have flights getting canceled left and right, and this is when travel insurance is your best friend. So
travel insurance. That's travel insurance. Okay.
Yes, hi. So I wanted to start by this because for those who don't know, most of my clientele are either part of the LGBTQ plus IA, all of the letters.
There you go. Uh-huh.
And also, I deal with a lot of new people that are new to traveling altogether. So, we wanted to do this video on international travel and how to get started. So, let me start by this international travel. If you have to fly out of the United States of America with a passport, you have officially traveled international.
Yes.
So, for some people, they say, well, I just went to the Bahamas. You have traveled international. If
Mm-hmm.
it is not U.S. territory, so if it's not Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, Guam, those type of places where you don't need a passport, that's domestic. If you need a passport to get outside of the U.S. and to get back to the U.S., that is international. We have to get away from saying, oh, international means I went to Europe or Africa or Dubai or Thailand. No. If you go to Mexico, that's international.
Yes.
If you go in the islands and you flew to the islands,
Mm-hmm.
that is international. Hawaii is not international. That's domestic.
Okay, good. So good feed. So yes, y'all, Hawaii is U.S. territory.
It's U.S. territory.
Yes.
So you don't need a passport to go there. You just need your license.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. Also, if you are taking what they consider a closed loop cruise, meaning you started in the U.S. and you came back to the U.S., you don't need a passport for that. You can use your birth certificate, but a passport. Oh yeah, you're right. But a passport will get you through check-in 10 times faster than your birth certificate on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to say all of that because I get a lot of new travelers and they're like, oh, I want to go here. I want to go international, but then they think international is Europe.
Yes.
Anything outside of the US that requires a passport is international.
Yes. And I
So
think another thing, Mo, when you talk about passports that I'm finding interesting right now, for those who don't have a passport, listen, if you are desiring to travel, and Monique can back me on this, because my daddy is looking to get his passport. I'm shocked.
we're happy.
Very happy for my daddy, right? Very happy for my daddy. But passports right now, the wait time is about 5 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
In certain places, that is. I know here in Nashville, it's about 5 to 8 weeks. So if you are desiring, like I said, Monique and Batman, if you are desiring to travel and you know you got a trip coming up soon, I would go get my passport immediately or apply for it immediately.
Get them renewed as well.
Mm,
Immediately.
Hey,
Also, just to give an example, we applied for our kids' passport in January. The passports didn't get here until April.
wow. Look at this. What you said. It was 11 weeks for me without
Yep.
expediting.
Even
Wow.
with the expedites, they're still taking longer than normal. So if you have a trip that you want to take that's international, go ahead and get that passport application in. You can go to the post office. They will do everything for you at the post office.
Mm-hmm.
They can take your picture. Well, let me say this. When you go to the post office, ask because every post office do not do the pictures.
Very true.
So it has to be like one of the bigger post offices that actually do that. So when you go into the post office, you want to ask, hey, I want to get my passport. Can I go ahead and schedule my appointment? Do you do the pictures here? What do I need?
Mm-hmm.
And they can tell you everything and do everything in-house.
Got you.
If you go to a post office and they say, hey, we don't do the pictures here, then you can go to CVS, you can go to Walgreens. I want to say Walmart too, but they do your photos. And then you just take your photo over.
Just Ariel said that's a problem. That's the problem I'm running into with my child's passport. We leave in November, and listen, November is like next week.
Next week, friends. So,
like seriously, November is really close. So hopefully, since that works out to get the baby's passport, because November is really close.
yeah, Aria hit me on the side. We'll talk about it.
That's what he did. He was at the post office, and he had to look his up online when he scheduled the appointment. So
yeah, and you can also track it. So once your passport is in, you can track through the passport website. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. Being honest, because I would track ours and it would just say pending or processing. But yeah, I started started in January. We didn't get them to April. So
Wow. Let me ask you this: we're traveling international, and I only ask this to help people because I know when I have questions, I still call Monique right because my sister, right? I'm gonna call her always. Monique, is this place safe for us to go to? Me and Dee as members of the LGBTQ plus community, or will we have fun in this place? What is what is there to do? So, what is the best preparation to begin to even want to travel out of the country and travel internationally?
I would say starting research.
Okay.
Research is your biggest thing. If you want to go somewhere, you definitely need to do your research on the location. If you are a part of the community, there's websites upon websites that'll let you know, is it safe here? Is it not safe here? Make sure those websites are updated, like 2023 updated, because some things that were good back in 2016 might not be good right now.
Very true.
So I always tell people do research. When you're researching, you want to look at the tourism board. Make sure it's actually the government website tourism board. They have the government website where you can type in traveler and they give you all the information for travel. And then they have an actual tourism board that gives you the same information, but then goes into hotels and cars and all the things.
Gotcha. So Monique asked a question. Monique, I'm sorry. She
Mhm.
said, so we don't need a passport for international cruises.
If it's a open cruise, like you leave, well, you have to fly from the US to, like, for example, I went on a Mediterranean cruise. I had to fly from the US to Barcelona to get on the cruise ship. I needed a passport. If you are starting, say you're going Miami to Key West to Bahamas to Cozumel to back to Miami, then no. If you start in the US and end back in the US, no. But if you have to start in another country, yes.
Good
Or
question.
even if you're getting off the ship, because you can start in the US, but you get off the ship and say St. Kitts, and you're staying in St. Kitts for a couple days, then you're gonna need a passport.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
So
makes sense. And Marquise, that was the same. We went to Bermuda last year, and that was the same for us. Once we left New York airport, we had to present our passports because we were leaving the country across the water. So yeah.
also, one thing, once you've gotten your passport, you've researched your place and you go to book your trip, the next thing you need to do is do what they call the STEP program, which is the government's website for the US.
Mhm.
It alerts you when you're in another country if something is going on in that country. So, say you're over in London and there's some type of attack or something like that. If you register your stuff with the STEP program, which is through the government, the U.S. Embassy will alert you and help you plan to get out of that country.
Oh, I didn't know that. Learn something new.
Yes, it's called the STEP program. You can find it on our government's website. So when you look up travel and you look up, the level of security alerts and all those things, it's called the STEP program. And it's a smart traveler enrollment program. That's what STEP stands for.
I love it. So I learned something new. Definitely going to be using that. I do know something that I learned when we went to Mexico when they were stealing all the people over there. And and then the people never did come back home.
Not they stealing people food. Don't put that on Mexico like
They
that. I love Mexico.
Listen, they were stealing people over there. And so we went over there for Dee's birthday around that time where it was hiked back in March. And we went on the embassy website and registered ourselves with the embassy government. So if something did happen to us, like they will alert the US. So we were just registered everybody. So if y'all didn't know you could do that, you can also do that as well. I didn't know about the STEP program.
Essentially, it's the same thing. It's the same
Gotcha.
thing. So
I'm not gonna do this with Ariel.
I'm not either. Because I seen it coming. Because she got my number. I talk to Ariel every other day.
We're not doing this with you today, Ariel. And Marquise said it's free also.
Yes.
So yes.
Mm-hmm. It
Yes,
is absolutely free.
Yes, I love that. I did not know that about the STEP program. Good
Yes.
information.
So you got your passport, you got your your itinerary. Now make sure all your stuff is confirmed on your itinerary. Now, if you go through these third party websites, you want to call and confirm, meaning
Let,
call the airline, call the hotel,
let
call
me
the
put a pin
transfer
right there.
service.
Let me put a pin right there. So I'm gonna say this on behalf of Robe Chronicles,
Thank
and,
you.
and yes, on behalf of Robe Chronicles, Mills and Mouse didn't say this. Let me say this to people, for real, for real. One thing: stop booking third party. You may see a cheaper rate. However, on the back end, Monique mentioned something earlier about travel insurance, and I'll let her cover that. But on the back end, with these some of these third parties sites, if something happens, right, because life happens, and I was explaining to her about a scenario earlier. One of my friends who booked some travel and was well within a cancellation period, and they still was charging this person $100 to cancel the reservation, and I'm 15 days within my time frame to cancel. So for me, y'all, learning and working with Monique on our personal travel and growing in travel, I found it easier. We found it easier to book directly through the company. So like Southwest or Marriott, because if you need to cancel, a lot of times if you cancel within that time frame, it's no fee, or you can get a flight credit. And so, airlines don't give you money back, but you at least get a flight credit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, itinerary friend. This is why Meals and Miles is important. Some of y'all out here trying to plan a can opening. listen, get you. No, I'm serious. Stop trying to do it on your own. Stop not wanting to spend the extra money or give the extra time, and let somebody who is a pro like Monique in this arena plan it for you. It's a lot. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot easier when you have a travel agent who herself travel is a passion for her. So she knows. Book the travel agent, y'all. Stop trying to do it on yourself, because you talk about, oh, I'm going into Cancun and you in Italy somewhere trying to book your reservation because you ain't read all the details. Just let the travel agent handle it. I'm sorry, let the travel agent handle it. Let the travel agent handle it.
And if you prefer not to do the travel agent, because I don't want nobody to feel any pressure. If you prefer not to do it and do it on your own, that is totally fine. Just book it direct. And as a former airline employee, because a lot of people don't know my background, I have also worked for the airline. I have had to tell people at the counter who's coming in to check in for their flights that their ticket was not confirmed. And they booked through third parties, because what happens is when you book through a third party, you pay them. They're supposed to turn around and pay the airline.
Mm.
But if they don't receive that payment, then yes, you have a confirmation number, but you don't have a confirmed ticket.
Wow. Okay.
And you normally don't find it out till you checking in, and they tell you to go see the agent at the front. So I've had to turn away a lot of people when I was working for the airline, getting cussed out on a regular. Just book it direct.
Yeah.
Just
Another thing I learned, y'all, this is a boo-boo, and I'm glad we're talking about this because Monique really done got me together. Don't even know she got me together. So I'm going to tell myself. So let me tell y'all a fun secret about a passport and how you make your reservations. If your name don't match up with how you book your reservation on your flight and your passport, friend, your passport is gonna say denied. It is not going to let you through. Case in point, we get ready to go to Cancun. And I'm like, I get to the counter, I'm like, why is my damn passport not scanning? Everybody else done went through the line, and I'm still up here. And this thing rejected me. I'm like, what is going on? So I had to go to the line, and they was like, oh, on your Southwest account, your name reads different from your actual U.S. passport. Y'all, if your name reads different on your account, go and set it up to match your passport, which I need to do that tonight after this live. This real life scenario. I need to do that because my passport wasn't working. Then I had to go through all the extra manual stuff, which is unnecessary because West didn't do his part.
Yeah, your names have to match. Those travel documents have to match your passport.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't play about that at all, because also if you have somebody that's cool enough to let you go through in that country, they might not let you come back.
Hey, listen.
So, they are very strict, especially depending on the country you're going to. They can be very strict on the name, but a lot of times they stop you in America before you even get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So those documents have to match. If you are getting married and you're going on your honeymoon, keep your maiden name on your passport until you return. There is no need in rushing and changing your name, trying to get a passport in and match your new name. I know you excited. However, wait.
Wait.
Just go through with your maiden name. Just take that, your marriage certificate so you can still get your perks at the resort and all the things. But don't change your name on your passport till you're back from your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mo, I sent you something earlier via TikTok.
I don't know if I'll use my Paris.
Yes. And so, so
Time out. Lakin, what?
Hold on. Like I said, great advice. I've been using my maiden name to travel since 2016. Now, listen, Lakin, your little brother over here, I'm with you, boo. I can't even talk about my sister because I've been kind of doing the same thing. Some of my stuff still say Carr, not Carr Patterson, but it works. Amen. But
do better.
Listen, what y'all not gonna do is judge my sister. Y'all not gonna judge Lakin. I got your back, boo.
Do better. You travel just as much as me, so you wait till all your traveling over with before you change your name over. You know what? That was interesting because I actually seen that post before you sent it to me. So basically, what the TikTok post is, this guy has gone over to Paris. Thank you. But this guy went over to Paris and he was looking for the glitz and glam of Paris and found Paris to be ghetto. He showed a lot of graffiti, a lot of trash. He just didn't find the hype of Paris, which ends up happening a lot in international travels. We see the beautiful parts of a country and we want to go there, not knowing what it really is when you get there. Because I'm gonna be honest, when we stepped out that cruise ship in Naples, Italy, I was like,
Listen,
and in Rome, I was like, where's the Colosseum? Where's this stuff? Because this looks nothing like the pictures.
I felt the same when we went to Bermuda. Now, don't get me wrong, Bermuda was beautiful, but like looking at some of the pictures online, I was like, and then I was like, y'all ain't even got a coach though. They said y'all had coach on Google. Google lied to me. Y'all ain't got a coach though. Oh no, we get everything imported. Well, hell, Google lied to me.
I will say this. A lot of the countries are beautiful. However, some of these countries are third world countries, and that's something that we have to be honest about. But I think a lot of times in another conversation, which I end up having a TikTok back and forth earlier this week with some people, because there was a content creator basically saying, we gotta, as a travel influencer and a travel content creator, you have to be honest about travel because you do a hindrance to people when you're not honest and you only post certain things. So I just politely stitched that, and I agree with the content creator, and I elaborated even more. But then some people, in the comments was like, you just jealous, and then I had to go on and break them down a notch to let them know I do this.
I chimed in on that too because I seen it, and I was like, the person who I chimed in on, I was like, your response or the person's response was given very much, I don't log into my flight to its section C class. Like that person come and gave me, when you go on a cruise, she down in steerage. Like, like steerage, no window, inside room, friend, goodbye. Good.
You get some good sleep in the inside room though.
Yeah.
I'm about to say you get some good sleep in that inside room, but I'll be up on them.
I was like, yes, babe, Spirit Airlines. Her comment was giving Spirit Airlines. I was like, now wait a minute, friend. Like, I honestly agree. Like, I'm not going to travel somewhere. Me and Monique was talking about this. I'm not going to travel somewhere. You ask me what it's like where I went, and I'm not going to give you the true lowdown. Case in point, I was traveling with me and D traveled with some of our friends, David and Johnny, and some of our other friends from Atlanta. And we went to Aruba. We love Aruba. Don't get me wrong. Aruba, like the pictures, Aruba is beautiful. However, navigating Aruba is ghetto. You know why? Because they put you in a Geo Metro trying to pack 6 people in a Geo Metro. And they don't tell you that on Google. They don't tell you that. They want to drive you around in minivans around this island. You be like, girl, what is going on? So, and then also you have to be careful. So for me, hey, it's beautiful. You can live on, you can go to this side or this side of the island. However, when you travel with friends, no, they're going to put you in a Geo Metro.
That's the reality with a lot of the islands. When you get off the plane, you're going to be in the not so nice area. You have to actually drive to those places.
Yes.
And a lot of people, how people show you on the internet, which is why there was a back and forth to even begin with, is the pretty stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. Because that's all people want to see is the pretty stuff.
Yes.
They don't want to see what the real country look like. And a lot of people, let's be honest, when they go into these countries, they stay at the hotel, the resort, and they don't actually get out and see the country at all.
Because they ain't playing well. West from Robe Chronicles said that they ain't playing well. They ain't playing well. David, you know we was in them Geo Metros.
But yeah, I mean, international travel can be a beautiful thing. One thing I do want to say though, a lot of people don't know this. When you travel international, depending on the country, this is why it's so important to go to their government's website and their tourism board, because it will tell you how many pages in your passport book needs to be empty in order to enter their country.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. So some people will say you only need one blank page. Some people say you need 5 or 6 blank pages, and they will deny you if you don't. So it is important to read the tourism board and the government sites before you leave.
I did not know that. That's interesting. See, y'all, I'm learning tonight. That's crazy. Here's another tip for international travel that I learned when we went to Davis and Johnny wedding. When we went to Venice in Italy. A lot of out of the country places, you can't go to like a regular store and get like NyQuil. Because I got sick over in Italy, right? So that's what I'm saying. You can't go to a regular store and get NyQuil. You actually have to go to a hospital for them to give you that type of stuff. So before you leave, make sure you well. Make sure make sure you well.
You can pack that stuff too.
Yeah, you can pack it too. But yeah, just know like a lot of countries over there, like you cannot get Americanized stuff that you can just go to the Walgreens and get. You can't just walk in their stores over there and get that stuff. You literally would have to go to the hospital to get it.
And let's talk about being Americanized.
Here we go. Let's go. I'm ready.
When you travel out of the United States of America, leave that mentality in the United States of America.
Baby, she talking to me because when we went to Italy. Let me tell y'all something. Papa Just pissed me up because I had pizza over there and I was like, what is this? But because we have Americanized pizza so much, I couldn't process what I was eating. Now the lasagna was fire. You hear me? Lasagna was fire, baby. I would fly to Italy just to eat a piece of lasagna. It was fire. But the pizza, not so much. That's because it's Americanized. We have Americanized it so much, but Monique is right. Go ahead, Monique. But yeah, it's for real fast.
Well, that mentality too, like the food, people love to go to other countries and be like, I'm an American citizen. I got rights because I'm American. Your rights don't mean nothing in another country. You have to follow those laws in another country.
Don't
go over there with.
I'm gonna pop in so we can brand the show, and we're gonna come right back to that. If you are just now watching, first of all, thank you. Hello, thanks for joining Robe Chronicles. Be sure to follow us at Robe Chronicles at Facebook and YouTube over at Robe Chronicles. And if you would like to be a part of the show, please email us at robechronicles@gmail.com. Or if you have a topic you want us to cover. And also, if you have not by now, go follow my sister, Meals and Miles, over on Instagram, Meals and Miles. And if you need a travel agent, she's the way to go. Go follow my sister. Hit her up. Okay, back at it.
Yeah, so the mentality of I can do what I want, I can dress how I want, especially if you're going to a very religious country, especially a Muslim country.
Mm-hmm.
I can dress how I want, I can twerk anywhere, twerk on anything because I'm free with my body. That stuff don't roll in certain countries.
And you will go to certain countries jail.
Yes, you true with
you will.
You can get fined, you can go to jail, you can be harassed. Like, definitely look up their laws.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm throwing a lot at y'all, like, oh, I gotta research this, I gotta research that. But to be honest, if you're going to a religious country, even if it's Dubai, what is it? Bali just changed all of their rules because of tourism and how people have been acting over in Bali. They just changed a lot of rules and also put out that if you are not married, that you can't stay in the same room.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
These are things you need to know before you just take your happy tail on over there and think, oh, everything's going to be fine. No, it's not. Each country has their own set of rules. Also, when you go out of the country, you start to realize how behind America really is.
So behind. I mean, light years behind.
Yes. Transportation wise, technology wise, just mind blown about all the things I've seen in Europe that I'm just kind of like, America, ain't y'all the greatest country? Why we behind?
David, look, David said, you go across the water and try to live your best gay life, you better make sure they're stepping over there.
Exactly.
David. Facts. Lakin said the transit system in London is mind blowing.
It is.
Is that mind blowing in a good way or a bad way?
It was a good way.
Okay.
And it was cheap. Okay. It was cheap. Like, and you can use Google Pay, Apple Pay, like just tap your phone and get on the bus.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I was like, they can't do this in America? They ain't figured it out yet. Listen. I mean, like, even in Europe, they have Uber boats.
Get your brother.
That too.
Okay, too. Listen, Demetri said leave your Erica Badu at home.
Please.
Yeah, if y'all don't know what Erica Badu is, go and read a dictionary. Leave your Erica Badu at home. Okay, we don't need you because see, and one thing, TSA, they will do random checks. They did one on us going to Cancun. I'm like, oh, we just want to check your bag just because. I'm like, now it's 6:00 in the morning, friend. Why you random check me?
They checked your brother bag when we got to Cancun too, and I was like, I know you didn't. He was like, no, okay, because I got to get home to my kids. Okay,
and you can't even smell like it.
Oh no, They don't play. Also, like weapon wise, I know some people love to, because you can declare a firearm when you check into the airline. You can declare one, but in other countries, the gun laws are so strict. You might want to check them rules and regulations.
Gotcha.
Before you do all of that. Now, international travel is fun. You learn a lot of things. And if you're planning to go to another country, please don't just sit on a resort. Get out. Go take a tour, excursion, learn, walk the city. Like, some of the best things I do when I go out the country is food tours, because I'm getting a food tour and a history tour in one.
Yep.
So I'm learning while eating, and I'm eating local food.
Yep.
Also, another thing you'll realize when you are in another country, how fresh the food is compared to American food, because they don't use all the preservatives that we use.
Fresh. Yes.
So, like, from the time we got to Barcelona to the time we got back, I was just like, what am I eating? What's going on in my body?
It was like that when we went to Italy. It's so different. And I think another thing, Mo, I think you would agree with this. When you go out of country, use common sense. Yeah. Right? We went to Mexico. Now, listen, my husband is one of those. I'm just gonna drink my water on this one. And
I'm not
mine,
touching that.
you know what?
I'm not touching that one.
That's fine. I'll touch it. Hold on, just 1 second. Let me say this first. Use common sense. And I say that because when we went to Cancun, on Cancun, Cancun has the big hotel strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Demetrius up there talking to Maria, who done got his attention. And she was like, well, you can go to Walmart. And I was like, friend, Walmart 1 is off the strip. 2 is in Cancun City. 3, we're not going. They stealing people over here.
You're not gonna do my Cancun like that.
Listen, I was like, nope. Everybody, all our friends, share your location. Everybody watching us on our phones and stuff, which was fine. I'm fine with all that. But I'm just like, for real, use common sense. If you know stuff over there in certain countries are heightened, maybe don't leave the strip, right? Don't go past a certain point on the strip. Don't, or especially at night, or if you do an excursion, do it in the daytime instead of the nighttime. That's all I'm saying. Now, yeah. Monique says she don't want to handle this. I'm going to handle this. Again, on behalf of Robe Chronicles. You want to get me, come and get me.
Thank you.
Leave the button. Listen, I get so sick and damn tired of seeing people in flip-flops, Crocs, bonnets, pajama pants, getting on somebody's nice airplane like a Southwest, a Delta, American. Put some clothes on your tail. Put some clothes on. We is sick of it. Leave your hair wonder bonnet in your bag with your Batman eyelashes that's still in your bag. Stop going to these people countries and getting on these people aeroplanes looking for food. And I'm going to leave it at that.
He said it.
And before I take it back, I add more to it.
I also want to say this about international travel. I get a lot of people that's like, oh, I don't want to travel here because it's so dangerous. And I hate to break it to y'all, but if you don't know, the United States is the most dangerous to other countries. We're at the top of the list at a lot of other countries.
Very much so.
A lot of other countries. So while you thinking, oh, it's so terrible over there, it's not safe, da da da, they think the same thing about us.
Absolutely.
And we are level 5 on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly speaking, when you go to some of these countries, like I go back to Italy when we first took our first big international trip. Them people were they weren't paying us no mind.
None.
No mind. Like you go over there, you do they know you're a tourist, right? You go over there, don't bother nobody. They may or may not speak, and they look at you and keep going. But like they like, yeah, I agree. United States, y'all, we high on the list, number 5, for real.
On a lot of people's list, and I think a lot of people who live in America have a false sense of security, a false sense of safety. Mm-hmm. Because I get a lot of people. It says this on the website, and I'm afraid to go because this might happen to me. And I'm like, as an agent, whatever is safe for you and you that makes you feel safe, I'm a roll with that. Mm-hmm. But I also inform you how we are seen as well.
Absolutely.
Because we are the ones that have real relaxed gun laws as to where when you go to other countries, they are extremely strict.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something.
At most, you're going to get pickpocketed.
Yeah, at most. Listen, it's certain places in the city I live in currently I won't go to. So I'm not. You talk about being scared to travel out the country, friend. I'm not. I'm scared to go to certain parts of Nashville. Yeah, and when you say also like how they view us too, I will say I think we travel a couple of places right on the brink of COVID, and even during COVID, they are well more prepared and safer than it is over in the US. Like over there, if you like when we went to Aruba during COVID, people had to wear their mask and they weren't playing. You like before you step on the print, mask please. Like
Mm-hmm.
very serious. So like it's almost people ask, how did you feel with COVID? I was like, I actually felt safer in Aruba with COVID than I did being in my home country. Right, the hotel was clean. People was literally up in the sky rafters cleaning and wiping down every day. They wasn't playing no games like every day.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, it just I don't know, y'all. If y'all travel internationally, y'all will see. You would have to travel international to see the difference between being in your country and then being in somebody else's country and how they do things. It's night and day to me.
They like when we went to Italy, I had already heard like, oh, they're super racist, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't experience any of that.
Same, we didn't either. We had a great time in Italy.
I didn't. The place that I did experience was France. Now I ain't never got to go back to France.
Okay.
I don't ever
Okay.
have to go back to France because they didn't even want to serve us.
Oh wow.
They didn't even, like we sat down at a restaurant. They did not want to serve us at
Mm-hmm.
all. So I had no interest in going back to France. But as far as Italy goes, everybody was fine, helpful, or minding their business. They just did not care. They just in their own little world.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the part of Italy that you visit, but I know we went to Venice. It was so clean.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't see the whole week we was there, honey. I didn't see a piece of paper on the ground.
It's very
It
clean.
Clean. I was like, America needs to come over here and get some tips from them. It was clean.
Yep. It was like that in so I went to Naples, Rome, and Florence.
Okay.
And it was very clean. Barcelona was also very clean as well. I know Barcelona gets a bad rep too. I personally didn't experience, and that's also the other thing. If somebody tell you they experienced something terrible, it's just like with anything else. You're gonna have to experience it for yourself because just because they had a bad time doesn't mean you're gonna have a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they didn't feel safe don't mean you're not gonna feel safe.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
you have to experience everything for yourself. I think a lot of times people go off what they've been told, and so they have made up in their mind they don't want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also, like to your point, when we went to Bermuda, we went in Bermuda's winter season. Now it wasn't cold, it was cool, but we didn't get a chance to do some of the things like we like to do, like get in the beach and maybe just do all that stuff. So like be cognitive of the time of year that you're traveling to these countries as well, because it may limit some of the things that you can actually do.
Thank you for saying that. Just because it is warm here don't mean it's warm where you going.
Period.
Also, with a lot of tropical countries, they have rainy season.
Yes.
And when it's rainy season, the prices drop because that's not their peak season.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you check the weather. I tell my clients this all the time. Did you check the weather?
Yeah.
Before you plan this, do you know what's going on at that time?
Yeah.
For you being a tsunami or something. like, like, check the weather for real. What's going on at this time? You want to plan this? Well, it's hot here. I have so many clients say, "Well, it's hot here." That don't matter if it's hot here. It may not be hot over there.
Hot there, yeah, very true. Very
it
true.
May be winter. Also, it may be warm during the day and very cold at night.
Yes, that was Bermuda. It was pleasant during the day, but about 5 o'clock daytime, it started getting real chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Like real chilly. But it was beautiful, but it just the time we went in November, the water was extremely too cold to even put your feet in. Just wasn't the time.
They did. Seaweed season. People like to go to the beaches, but then don't know when seaweed season is, and then they get mad when they pull up to the beach. Ain't nothing but seaweed everywhere.
Girl.
They said the beach was gonna be pretty. It's like, girl, it's seaweed season. They ain't doing but raking this seaweed up every 2 to 3 hours.
Every 2 or 3. Let me tell you something, friend. And listen, I think another thing that, and I'll let you do your wrap up after this. We went to Cancun, right? I'm not big on rodents and animals and stuff, y'all. Outside of a dog, maybe a cat, maybe a bird. Outside of that, I ain't too fun on animals. We went to Cancun, baby. The iguanas on the island.
They be out.
Listen, I was walking down a pathway, so it was the sidewalk, and then like two big stack of bushes. And I got halfway down, there was 3 iguanas. I said, this y'all home. I'll go the other way. So listen. And some of these resorts too, like they have like open spots where like it's just a part of the nature. And you will see iguana walking down the hallway, or see someone walking down the hallway, and you just gotta be mindful, y'all. Like if you scared of animals, just don't freak out, because it's gonna happen.
It is definitely going to happen, especially if you're going to the Caribbean, Central America, South America. It's going to happen. A lot of the resorts will put up signs letting you know the species of the animals.
Yeah.
And what you might see on the property. Like they gonna walk up, they gonna climb on a chair. Like when we went to Costa Rica, it blew my mind how many monkeys were in the tree. Like driving down the street and all you see is monkeys.
Yeah.
Hanging in the tree. We at the resort, and it's a resort where the doors are on the outside, so therefore you gotta walk. Yes, NYC rats are something else.
Everywhere.
They everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we walk into our room and there's just monkeys hanging.
Yeah.
They don't bother you, but they're just there.
Yeah. And it's so funny how the animals are more used to us than we are to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, like when we went to, again, down in Venice at the square, literally it's birds everywhere. And if you literally go out and stretch your arms out just like this, they will come and land on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool experience if you okay with it. We did it. We got pictures of it. But like them birds, it's 1,500 birds, and they looking at you walk about like, hey, how you doing?
It was like that with the cats.
Welcome to Italy. So Arya said goats are the dogs of Jamaica. I can believe that.
To Jamaica, the islands. Everywhere. The islands as a whole, you're gonna see a lot of goats.
I love it. Okay, Mo, so give us a recap of what we need to do to be proficient in international travel.
1, do your research on where you're going. Make sure you check the tourism boards. Make sure you check the government websites. Get your passport. Way before you decide to plan you going anywhere international, go ahead and apply for that passport, because it can take 5 to 8 weeks for you to get your passport at this time. Once you get your passport, you book your trip. Then you need to sign up for the STEP program, the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, which lets the U.S. Embassy in that country know that you are coming, and if anything happens to you, not happens to you, but happens while you're in that country, they will alert you and help you get out of that country.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you check the weather, because just because it's nice and sunny and all the things over here in America don't mean it's going to be nice and sunny. It could be hurricane season. It could be rainy season. It could be a drought. It could be extreme heat. Like, you need to prepare your body and your mind for what you're getting yourself into before you book your travel. Go have fun. Don't stay on the resort. Explore the land in which you're in. That's it. That's international travel wrapped in her. Oh, also, make sure you got enough pages in your passport. That will be found on the government's website, how many blank pages you need in your passport to enter their country.
Period. And listen, and just because this is me promoting my sister, it ain't even a shameless plug. It's a plug. If you're looking for a well-diverse travel agent, I'm not saying this because she's my friend and my sister. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this because we have used her. She has helped us. She helps us still. Monique and Meals and Miles is the way to go. It is worth the travel. Listen, y'all, travel is an investment. No matter how you look at it, travel is an investment. So go a step further and make the investment in booking her as a travel agent or a travel agent period. But I'm going to say book her as your travel agent. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. If you are disappointed, I'll buy you a cookie and mail it to you, okay? That's all I can get for you.
Hey, look, you can't please everybody.
You can't.
You
Sis,
can't please everybody.
you can't. Not at all. I thank you so much, sis, for coming back. We got one more episode of this. We'll figure out when we're gonna do it, but thank you for coming on and dropping your gems for free. Because this sometimes can be paid education. Hold on, let me see. We got somebody else. I recommend Meals of Miles High. There we go. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all contact her because she's the way to go. But listen, we have enjoyed you all tonight. Monique will be back for another session. I don't know what she's gonna come with this time. Cause listen, she done got us together on International Travel. She even got me together. I got to log on Southwest and fix my name on my account. Okay.
Make sure them names match.
She done gathered me together, even though she gathered me together. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.